How's it, guys? This is just a basic little video on Vaughan's slight modifications to frogs. As you all know, I love to throw Hollowbody frogs for bass all year round. I don't find a bad time of year to throw it. I do battle on sometimes, but when you get hit, you're rewarded. So I'm just going to run through a few of the frogs I like throwing, some little changes I do to them as they come out of packaging, as I do not believe there's a frog that comes out of a packaging that is perfect to throw immediately. So as you can see, I have got a full range. I've got snag proofs, which are awesome little frogs. This is probably the closest frog coming out of the packaging that you could throw just like that, no changes in my eyes. I've got Spro popping frogs, Spro glide frogs, Spro normal frogs. I've got sensation frogs. I'll come back to that one. I've got adrenaline frogs. It's a popping frog, beautiful looking thing. I've got a sprinkler imitation frog from Booyah. I have got the BWG frogs. I've got Lanka Hut frogs, the kicking frogs. I've even got the little rats. So I've got a range of everything, and in my tackle box I will take a box of frogs on every. So the basics of what I like to explain is why I say the snag proof comes out almost out the box, you can use immediately. As you can hear, it has got a rattle or a bead in the frog from the start. The legs are nice and short, and there is no area for water to fill up the body and let it sink. So to me, that is a beautiful little frog, very hard to get your hands on and fairly expensive. The Spro frogs are brilliant frogs in my eyes. However, I do quite a bit of modifications to them. I'll show you now. This one, it's the glide frog, and I think they all come the same. Their tails or their legs, their skirts are a bit long. I trim them down quite a bit. This one I've already done my modification to. As you can hear, I've added in my own little beads. The standard one out the box, longer skirt, no rattle. I believe you need a rattle in your frog. I've thrown many frogs into places without success, and then I put the one on that maybe it's a confidence thing, maybe it's this confidence bait. All-time go-to color, the bullfrog. This is my sensation frogs. I fish them quite religiously. I have a full range of colors, sizes in these. They come out with a little bead in it, so it makes a nice little noise in the water. Skirts aren't too long, you just trim them and you open the hooks up slightly. Those are the trips I would think would change. Popping frogs, obviously you throw them more into the open water around lilies and stuff. I will throw the sensation one everywhere and anywhere. I'll throw that into the thickest cover, over mats, into trees, lilies, hyacinths, everything like that. I throw this. I even flip this into little reed bushes, let it sit off the reeds, and it produces each and every time. Beautiful thing. They're cheap, so I don't mind throwing them into places where possibly can break off. So the basics of what I'll do is take, for instance, the BWG frog, very long skirt. All I do, take off roughly 2 centimeters of each off the legs, just chop them, give them a bit of an angle, make them nice and short, not too short, This just gives you a bit more of the legs are a lot closer to the body, gives it enough, they spread out nice and evenly. Then what I'll do is take the body, turn it around, so you've got your hooks open at the bottom like that. I keep 2 little glass beads, a bead or a stainless steel bearing. Very nice to have a glass bead and a bearing at the same time. Pull the hook open and you push in the bead into the body. The BWG frogs are nice and soft, so you can get them in easy. Then what I do, once it's all back, you now hear the difference from nothing to, and that little noise from the beads on a thick mat when it's silent around you, you just twitch that slightly, it makes the world of difference on the bite. Then what I do use, I've moved on to a Akuma tactical rod, purely for price point for me at this point. It's a frogging rod, a 7/4 heavy, got a lot of flex, soft tip, a lot of backbone, paired up with my Revo STX. It's a 25-pound drag, which is plenty for what I use, and I use 50-pound braid to 60-pound braid all the time, no leader, nothing. Loop it through, straight over, and pull tight. And that's your knot done. When I was mentioning the hooks, opening them up, take the hook slightly there, on each bend of the hook, like that, on the bend, put the pliers in, open up a little bit on each hook, and that just allows the hooks to sit. They still snag proof, they still weedless to say, but you now have a much, it's not as deep for the fish to set the hooks, and they pierce straight up into the top of the fish's mouth. So it's always it's a very positive hook set every single time. So those are my little tricks to this while we are in lockdown. That's my tips for frog fishing. Hope you guys enjoy it. Cheers.